going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all social medias, Twitter and Instagram at A Connection TV. And Wes the Good Guy. Anyway, I'm here to talk to y'all about episode 6, entitled The Last Time. What is this, the last time we're going to see Rick and Michonne together? Like, is that the last time we're talking about? I don't know about y'all, but when I was watching this episode, I just felt a little like somber, a little lukewarm, a little like, is this really it? Like, it was like not pulling at me the way that I needed to pull at me. But we're going to go through this review and we're going to get it crack-a-lack-it. I know I'm late for doing her, but it's okay. It's been a long week, y'all, and I need y'all to pray for me that I get through. You know, it's one of those, a buddy of mine just told me that we have CoStar, and I barely use the app, but he's on the app. He believes in astrology and all that. So I told him today, I was like, I'm having a day. Don't, like, leave me alone. Don't say nothing to me, like, whatever. And he's like, all right. And then, you know, I slept, kind of woke up with a slight headache, whatever. I just ate. Okay, let me get this review done. It's been a lot going on. And then he was like, yeah, so CoStar told me that, you know, today you're feeling really stuffed. I'm a Leo. You're feeling really stuffed. There's a lot going on and that you just need your space, which that app was very correct. The app was very correct. I was on the verge of exploding today. Okay. But I'm here. Okay. I'm here and I'm going to get through her. I'm going to get through this review. All right. And we're going to make it do what it do. And so we start this episode off right. Of course, they got to be having sex. Like they've been having sex this whole 6 episodes. Like when they finally, I mean, obviously, episode 3. Episode 3 on, they've been having sex. And I mean, I like it for them. But I'm like, girl, can y'all just get out of this scenario that y'all are in first? But you know, they're in love. They love each other. Yeah, they're just having sex. And Michonne is getting pregnanter. I know that is not a word, but we're going to make up some things tonight. Okay? And so I'm like, oh, that's cute. I love the cinematography with this, the coloring on the episode. They look like they're supposed to be having sex. I wish they would kiss a little better, but you know, I feel like they be having chemistry in all other things and all other aspects of the show, except for the kiss. Because if you really look at it, I need y'all to dissect the kiss next time y'all watch it. When they go in for the kiss, Denai is one of those closed mouth kissers. And Rick is one of those, I'm coming for you kissers, those open mouth kissers. Those kind of like, you can't go like this and Rick is like this. And I mean, my hand fit together, but that don't work on screen. And I'd be like, why is she kissing him like that? But whatever. You know, I just be thinking things. And in my mind, I'm like, why are they going back to the CRM? Why? Like, okay, to stop them, woo. But like, why? You know what I'm saying? And then that makes me like think about it even further because how many CRMs are there? Like, okay, so sometimes when I'm watching this, I miss details and I probably missed the detail. But the way that Bill made this, okay, I'm getting too far. I'm getting ahead of myself. Rick finds Pearl. Like, so Rick, first of all, Rick goes back to the CRM and he's like this, right? He gets at the gate. Everybody's happy to see him because he's like a celebrity there or whatever the case may be. He goes to find Pearl and they're having a conversation. And Pearl goes to say, you know, giving up made me understand what we are doing here. And then she goes to talk about Okafor and how Okafor wasn't really like for the CRM. Like we thought that they were for, like we thought that he was for the CRM. Which I was like, okay, whatever. But I mean, he was saying that the CRM was kind of crazy. He was giving, you know, those signs. But okay, so Pearl is in all in, and she's happy that her main squeeze, Rick, is back. Michonne ends up sneaking in Jadis's room, and we see all of the art, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Girl, find the stuff that you need to find and destroy her. Because, you know, this whole while, she like creeping in, she pulled a little zombie sneak attack, then all of a sudden it was weird how that happened. Like, I didn't realize she was Catwoman or something like, or Cheetah, because she was there in 1 second, the camera turned like this, and she gone. She up the tree and over the building. I'm like, okay, I mean, she fast, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, What kind of superpowers does she have? And she goes into Janice's room, she finds the art piece. And I'm like, girl, but the way that they was moving, like she was moving all slow and she's sneaking by. I'm like, she about to get found out and caught. I'm like, what's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just couldn't understand why they had me on pins and needles the whole time. Well, it's because they want you to enjoy the suspense of the show, Wes. Okay, fine, I guess. Rick meets with Bill and he has this spiel talking about a sword that kills is a sword that gives life. And I'm like, okay, come on, Mayor. Come on, the governor. Come on, Megan. You know what I'm saying? Another one. It's another one. You know, who's that Fat Joe? What's that? DJ Khaled. Another one. It's another villain that says the same thing. Okay, great. But you know, they're having their moment. And you know, Bill gives him a little pat on the shoulder. I'm like, yeah, she better pat your poodle. You better pat your puppy. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking in my mind. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. Michonne is in Jada's room tearing her to shreds. Now, I just know somebody gonna come in this room. I just know somebody gonna walk in. And she starts to feel these feelings and she sees a painting of Gabriel. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking something about to happen with the Gabriel painting. She about to be like, whatever, but I guess not. That's just me fishing since we saw Gabriel, but whatever. I'll wait till the end when I got to talk about the ending because China ended. But yeah, she sees the rolled up toilet paper in the wire dog or whatever, and she pulls it out like it got explosives on it or something. She's like pulling it out ever so slightly. Then she looks at it, and baby, when I tell you the details of the details of the details were in this paper, and I'm like, child, that's a lot going on. But when I tell y'all Denai Guerrero was acting in this moment, she like you know, giving all of that. And I'm like, girl, you better act. You better tear up that paper in anguish. Yes, indeed. So she's throwing the papers down on the ground. And I'm like, why are you throwing them? People could just piece this back together. I know she's not about to just throw this stuff on the ground, but she don't. She pick it up. Then as she's going to exit, someone stuffs something under the Jadis's door and it gets stuck. So she's like, are you in there? Jadis, are you in there? She said something else, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, girl, she about to get caught. I don't really care about what she's saying. Run, ho, run. But there's no closets in here, so she can't hide. So she can behind the door. She get behind the door. The person open the door. Then Denai kills them. And I'm like, girl, yes, they better be some murderers. Yes. They basically the CRM. You know, you just got to figure out what side you want to be. Because kill the sword and the sword will bring life. The sword that kills is the sword that brings life. You know what I'm saying? They're all one and the same, to be honest. You know, just being honest. Then, you know, Rick has a conversation with Bill. And Bill is like, what is the worst thing you had to do to survive? We then get a glimpse of all of Rick's killings. Now, when you think about it, like The Walking Dead has been going on for a long time. And when we look back at the old footage, Denai and Rick were very like pale and like thin back then. Like some of the footage just looked horrible. It was like so old. I was like, oh my God, this is an old ass show. You know what I'm saying? So we watching all the clips. I'm like, damn, they did do that. They did do that. You see Michonne slicing off heads and shit. And then you see Rick bite into the neck. I remember that. I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was the scene where I think the dude was about to like do something strange for a piece of change with Carl. And I think he told Carl to like take off his pants or pull his pants down or something nasty like that. And Rick went ham. He said, yes, indeed. And so Bill was like, oh, wow, that's real savage. Well, you know, I didn't really have to do that, but I just destroyed Philly to save Pittsburgh or destroyed Philly to save Portland or something. You know, he destroyed the city. That's what he did. He didn't bite people necks, but he destroyed the city. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, all right, we're comparing death charts, I guess, at this point. But in the whole time this is happening, I'm thinking to myself, bitch, something not clean in the water. Something not clean in the water. Because what is this episode for? Like, why am I watching her? Why did they even go back to the CRM? Like, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, all right, can we get past all this? Because to be quite honest, Bill was kind of like low-key sonning Rick. And it was getting on my nerves the way he kept talking to him like he was the son and he was the father. Like, I was not here for none of it, to be honest. I really wasn't. Then we get back to Michonne. Michonne walking around like her booty don't stink. You know it do. They ain't take not one shower this whole season. Except for when they went into that loft. But that was like 8 days ago. So I'm like, ugh, like how's they having sex? Ugh. Anyways, so she walking around. I know she want to scratch that ass. I know she do. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like this briefing that's happening. And she goes into the briefing. The briefing is talking about how they need to take these kids from these communities and raise these kids. They get Hispanic kids, Asian kids, white kids, to keep the human race going. And Denai Guerrero is such a great actor because you can see through her thick ass mask what her eyes is doing and how strongly and passionately she's feeling about what she's watching. Then she gets on the intercom. I just knew she was going to talk. I just felt like she was going to talk. I'm like, bitch, you better not. He talking to Bill. You better not, bitch. And she like, kush, 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 kush. And so you hear the kush, 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 kush. In the meeting with Bill, and he go to turn, look to turn it down. And Bill is like, something wrong, Admiral, or whatever he called Rick. I was over it. Whatever he called him. And he's like, oh, yeah, a thorn. Wanted to be brief on our briefing, but I told her I needed to be brief after our briefing when we brief her. Something along those lines. I was over it. I was over the conversation. I was over the conversation. Then, Bill keeps going on and on about all the plans for the CRM. He's talking about that the human race is only going to be able to last on Earth for 14 years. He's saying that the Civic Republic military has spies all over the world, okay? And that their goal is to report to them and tell them what's going on and then, figure out how to destroy those communities and bring all the resources to the CRM, to the city, right? And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so you mean to tell me Tokyo, Japan, Asia, Australia, London, none of these places. Well, didn't Daryl go to London? Wasn't Daryl in Paris or something like? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But you mean to tell me all over the world, no, there is no other military force all over the world. The CRM is the only one. And where Rick and Michonne is, that's the main headquarters because they out here destroying all the cities, which is going to lead me to my question at the end. And maybe y'all can correct me. Y'all will have to correct me because I just don't understand it. But in the midst of all this, he's just explaining to Rick how they're going to wreck shop on all the communities, take all the resources and bring them back to the CRM and the people in the city. Then they're going to declare martial law on the city just so that they can have, I'm just like, why is he saying all this? Oh, because he wants Rick to be the new leader. Then he tells Rick, he was like, you were chasing after something. You tried to get away 4 times, but you came back. I know you was going after some people. You could bring your people here. Now, the way that Rick was acting in this, I'm thinking that Rick is thinking that this might be a good idea to bring the people here. But he's still holding on to the knife. And I'm like, what are you about to do with a knife? You missing your arm, friend. You missing your arm. You about to take this old man. This old man got this rapier right in front of you. Then he goes to the rapier. He's like, put your hand on the rapier and swear. Or some crap he said that. Because I was tuned out. I was like, where are we going with this? I was tuned out. So then he went and said, I want to look at your eyes and tell me that you swear. And he was saying, swear on the sword. And, I just knew in the moment that he was saying swear on the sword that it wasn't going to work. But let me backtrack a little bit because I had to go back to my notes. The moment that he said, who's the person that's closest to you that has died? I said, John, he going to say Carl. He going to say Carl. Then Rick said, my son. When that man was sitting right in front of him and said, look, you couldn't even save him. You tried to save him then, but you couldn't even save him. You ripped out that person's name, but you couldn't even save. I said, what? I said, oh, it's over for him. It's over for him. Then he talk about on the rapier, swear on the sword. And Rick is looking like, bitch, I'm not swearing on no motherfucking sword. Like, I'm not about to do this. I don't know why you think I'm about to do this, but I'm not about to do this. Then all of a sudden, the Bill says, no. And then, Rick attacks him. And I'm like, yes, get him. Get him with your one arm. Get him. Kill him. Kill him. You know, that's what I'm saying in my mind. So they have a little fist, a little fight or whatever. Find me, camera, find me. They have a little fight or whatever. And, you know, he gets stabbed. He pull out the stab, and then they fight. Woof, 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 boom. Then, you know, Rick gets the upper hand, sticks the rapier through the hand, then into the heart. And he's like, yeah, now you're dead. It was some cute little line, one line or whatever. And I'm like, all right. Then, you know, he contacts Thorne, and Thorne was like, tells Thorne, oh, Bill decided to go back to the fence and kill off the zombies. All right. I'm going to meet up with you later. Okay, boom. So then, you know, he takes the body, puts the body into the little wheel cart or whatever, decides to go into the elevator. I don't know why this elevator was moving so goddamn slow. I'm like, it was going one floor every 50 minutes. You know what I'm saying? This big old dude comes in out of nowhere. Like he was just standing at the side of the elevator, gonna come in. I don't know, whatever. But he like come in and he's standing there. Rick is, you know, nervous. And then the big dude is like feeling cautious, like, y'all not talking, we not talking? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm like, who about to do what? Like, stop looking down, Rick. Why you keep looking down at the blood? Like, the man is looking straight ahead, trying not to worry about nothing. You sit here looking down at the blood. So he gonna look down too. He see you looking down. I'm gonna look down. What we looking down at? There's blood here. So out of nowhere, Rick starts, well, not out of nowhere, but Rick thought he had to attack the dude. The dude was whooping his ass. Like, the dude was beating Rick the hell up. But then Rick got sick of it and started punching him with the little ceramic hand. And like beating him down to a bloody pulp. And then, you know, the elevator opens up. Like, it was crazy because the body went up in the elevator as he was getting attacked down on the second floor or the sixth floor, wherever floor he was going on. And I'm like, damn, the body going down. Like, what's finna go down? Then the elevator opened up and Rick is about to attack the person in the elevator. It's Michonne. I just love this relationship because Michonne was like, what is going on here? You all right? It's me. Like, we got to stop this. And Rick like, no, I just want to leave. Michonne like, no, we can't leave. We got things we need to handle, boo. And Rick's like, no, I just want to go back to my kids. Like, no, this is not what they were saying in this moment, but this is what was the scenario. And then I just love the way that the relationship is because Michonne was like, we'll be fine, relax, boo. And he was like, this you? And he was like, yeah. She was like, what's in here? That was just a dope moment. I don't know why that moment was so hot to me, but it was so hot to me. They could have had sex right on Bill's body, and I would have been fine with it because they've been having sex in all other awkward places. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, Michonne don't want to leave. She want to blow this place up. She get this idea from Nat to connect all the grenades and stuff. And I'm like, girl, when she start thinking like this, it's because of Nat. But Nat gone, so I mean, we could shout him out because he was that good of a character. He's that good of a character to be the reason why my people survive at the end of this. But let me not get too ahead of myself. So boom, they got this plan. Whoop de whoop de whoop. They go into the tent. Now, what was bothering me was that when they went into the tent to set up the bombs, they had to take their helmet off. I'm like, why y'all got we know who y'all are. And I'm like, is this because y'all, the actors, the leads, and y'all want y'all face to be shown through all this? Y'all don't want to see. That's what happened with the boy with the Star Wars Jedi suit, the suit guy. I forget his name. But he got sick and tired of using the helmet. He wanted to take his head off so his face could be shown. I'm thinking that was a Deny and Rick thing because I'm like, why y'all got to take your mask off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still need to be incognito. But all the while they going through this, Pearl is figuring it out because she connected the dots and connected the clues. I don't know how she got to the tent at the end of all this, but she ended up at the tent at the end of all this. They took the zombies out, they connected the zombies, they leading the zombies out, they go out the tent. Now, I'm speeding because this is a 20-something minute video. I really didn't want it to be that long. So they zooming out the tent, boom. Pearl there. How? We don't know. Pearl intuition, I don't know how she there, but she there. And she got the pitchfork gun and she pointed at them. Now, I'm like, this thing about to blow up. So I'm like, how they getting out of here? Like, this thing is about to blow up. And they having this long, old conversation. Now, mind you, when they just got out the tent, the Bill and the dude that Rick beat up wasn't that far away from exiting. But, of course, they took forever. Maybe they was touching stuff. I mean, they got stuck in the corner or whatever. But I think that thing should have blew up in this long conversation they having. But Pearl is like, turn around and let me know where Bill is. I'm like, girl, what? Then Bill come out, he a zombie. And then Michonne and Rick run. Now, I don't know how they survived this explosion, but I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. They survived somehow. But she sliced the water in the thing. They get under the water. They put the top over them. The water's filling them up. Boom, nuclear explosion. Pearl is still alive. Don't understand how. Rick and Michonne still alive. Don't understand how. That explosion looked like it blew everything away, but it didn't because they still intact. But it's fine. I'll allow it. But you know, I'm here for Rick and Michonne. I didn't want them to die anyway. So it's this big old battle. We finally get the battle between Michonne and Pearl. It wasn't the battle that I thought it was gonna be. You know, it really wasn't. It was very lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? Very lukewarm. But all the while that Michonne is fighting Pearl is talking about love is not gonna survive and love is gonna die. I'm like, bitch, if they kill Rick again, and we watch this whole 6-episode arc, if Rick died again, because I'm like, Michonne, F her. Go find Rick. He being swarmed by zombies. Like, if I swear, if a zombie bite his cheek or something, but in my mind, I'm like, they can't do that to me. They're not gonna do that to me. They're not gonna bring Rick back to kill him. Are they that dumb? They are. But I'm like, they bet not. Because Denai and Rick were producers on this. So I'm like, they didn't come back to die. I know they didn't. They bet not. So Rick's still struggling with the zombies. Then out of nowhere, he pull out a grenade pen and explode. Now, again, I don't understand how he's surviving this. I do not understand. You mean to tell me that a couple of zombie body parts allowed for the explosion to explode right where you are and they're just exploding on you and you're okay? But whatever, I'll allow it because, you know, it's TV and I want Rick and Michonne to get out of this. You know what I'm saying? So Rick and Michonne, they kill Thorne, or they allow Thorne to leave, and Thorne give them a mask. She said something about Okafor or something. I wasn't caring. The whole going. That's all I care about. She dead. That's all I care about. Then they get on the canisters to get away from the smoke, or the green smoke or whatever. And so in my mind, I'm thinking somebody about to get bit, but they don't get bit. Child, they make it to the end. Now, this is where my questions come in. I thought there was only one CRM. If they make the CRM explode, where are all these extra helicopters coming from? Now, in my mind, I'm lost with that. I'm lost. He had spies all over the world, but the spies reported to the CRM, which was next to the city. You know what I'm saying? And Bill was a head honcho of the CRM. Now, are there other CRMs? I'm confused. I'm a little lost in that. And then all of these helicopters, who's flying them? If they just destroyed the CRM, who's flying them? And who's reporting about the CRM? And who are they reporting to? The other CRMs? I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm just going to assume that there was like 5 CRMs and Bill was the CRM that was trying to reign supreme over all the CRMs. I'm confused because now they got helicopters flying out to give supplies to other facilities. Y'all help me out with that. I don't understand it. But anyway, they get on the helicopter and they fly to Alexandria. Now, this is where things get a little bit crazy for me because I just knew that homegirl was going to be taller and older. I thought they were going to recast her, but they didn't want to. You mean to tell me 7 years has passed and she still looked the way she looked? I mean, she looked older than when she starred on The Walking Dead, but she could, I don't know. I just felt like they should have recast her. But I appreciated her for being there and coming back for the little moment. But see, this is what I told y'all earlier. I said I didn't want no light-skinned heifer to come running up to Daddy Rick. I wanted someone a little darker. Now, I know Rick is white and Denai Guerrero is black. And that's usually what happens when you get white and black. They give a little, fair-skinned child. But that's fine. Y'all could have did that. Y'all did that. But you mean to tell me y'all couldn't find no better actor than that child that came running up looking stiff-faced in the face Now, I don't care. I don't care. As a child actor, great. That's fine. He got the role. That's great. But that baby could have gave me a lot more than what he gave me on the screen. And I was not here for it. Now, the little girl, Judith, she was all right. She didn't really get much when she was on the show. So she was in line with the acting capability. So I was cool for it. You know, they came in, they hugged mama. Because they know mama, they don't know daddy. They hugged well, Judith know the father, but they hugged mama. They giving that. Now, Rick had me in shreds. Okay, I'm sitting here crying up in my house. Because Rick, he did that little stuttering back. Don't know if he should go forward. And he don't know what he should say because he's been away for so long and that's daddy. Bitch, I was crying. Had me lit in tears. Because that's what Andrew Lincoln can do for me. Andrew can get me there. Andrew knows how to be emotional and goddamn it, crying, goddamn it. But okay, then you have a moment with Judith and Rick. I'm crying, I'm sobbing. I'm like, bitch, this is good. Like, yes, this is good. It would have been great if all the other heifers came out, but too much money to pay them. Too much money. And I think Daryl is off in Europe and Carol. I don't know if Carol died. I don't know. Gabriel's still looking for Jadis. Like, and Maggie off having sex with Negan in New York. Something along them lines. I know I'm incorrect, but I know they all over the place. So not very much is happening in Alexandria. I get all that. But the reunion would have been hot for me. You know. So Judith and Rick had a little moment. I'm crying and shit. Then it come for the boy. Junior or JR or RJ. Whatever the boy name is. And he just looking like, there was a scene, I'm sorry, not sorry. They could have did better. There was a scene where all three of them, Judith, Rick, Michonne, they consoling each other. No, they there. It's a moment. It's a moment. But the boy's face was like, everybody else sad and rejoicing. The boy like, I said, come on now. Come on now. They could have did better with this casting. They could have did better with her. Then they come for the boy to speak. I said, oh, Jesus, here we go. I'm not crying no more at this point because I'm not caught up in it no more. It's ruined. It's ruined for me. Hey, how are you? Ma told me that you would be still alive, and I believed her. What made you believe her? I just believed. Well, can you call me Dad? Sure. Can you hug me now? I was like, what is this? You know what I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not and you sitting here watching this, you better not be lying to yourself. I know I'm not the only one. But, you know, we got the family. My camera stopped. I don't know where I left off. But they rejoice, they hug. And then we see the helicopters flying over everybody to give resources to everybody. So The Walking Dead, that's the end. That's it. Because the scientists at CRM still can't figure out how to stop the disease. So that's just the end. I don't know. We're not getting nothing else. Rick and Michonne, it's over. They probably said it at the end, but I wasn't watching the ending. So y'all can feed me. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, this was a cute little season. I liked her. I had some great moments in The Walking Dead where I went back to my roots, emotional moments, screaming at the TV moments. The Walking Dead is not dead in my heart because they brought back the characters that we loved and it was a great story. I appreciated the story. You know, I know Denai Guerrera and Andrew Lincoln need to get on with their lives and move on and stuff like that. But bitch, I could do a season 2 of them back with the family. I could do that. Recast the son. Give me somebody else. He aged, it's 2 years later. Give me somebody else because that son ain't giving what needed to be gave at all. Anyway, love y'all for watching. Leave your comments below. Deuces.